Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today what I thought I would talk about is just a little update of how things are going with me trying to be more on the extreme side of frugal, how that's been working out so far, and just a couple of other little fun things to talk about. So hope everyone is doing well. So let's get right into it. So I decided to try being more on the not just the frugal side, but kind of taking it to the extreme. Now, that doesn't mean being cheap, obviously. That's just being a lot more careful with my money. And I've been doing pretty good so far. And I have been actually saving money into a separate savings account, separate from my regular bank account where I pay things like my mortgage and my car insurance and my pest control, things like that, my utilities, right? So that other savings account, I don't touch it. That's through SoFi, I believe. I think I mentioned it before. I'm not really sure. But I get like 4.2% interest rate on that right now. And that's with a direct deposit. So that is not being touched. And right now, I think I'm at just under $10,000 in there. So that's actually pretty cool to get to see that growing every time I put money in there. So that's really nice. And my investments through Fidelity, that's not going so good. Obviously, the market's up, the market's down. I do mostly dividend stuff. I reinvest all of it. And even with that, I've still lost money. But I am continuing to learn more about that and try and educate myself on that and have it make more sense to me, because that side of the fence on the investing side to me is a little bit more confusing. I understand accounting, that's what I do, but trying to figure out, what to buy, when to buy it, when to sell, all of that stuff, to me, that's just a little bit outside of my realm, and I don't really have a whole lot of interest in it, but because I am doing it, I am trying to learn more about it. So that's just what I'm doing for that. So other updates, let's see. I did spend a couple $100s on getting some trees trimmed on my property because they required a pole saw, and I wasn't going to go out and buy one of those. So that's something that needs to be done once a year, once every other year. So I just can't foresee myself buying that actual pole saw and doing it. So I paid somebody a couple $100s, and he was great. He did everything I needed. And they also cleaned my gutters too, and that was something that needed to be done. So that's done. So that was some extra money there. And then, of course, I got my renewal for my vehicle and my insurance. And that, of course, went up quite a bit. I was really surprised at that. So I called my insurance agent and said, what the hell's going on? And so apparently in Missouri, they raised the rates like 33%. That was just across the board, and it doesn't really matter who you are, which kind of sucks, because if you're a person like me that does not text, that does not talk on their cell phone while they're driving, and the rates have gone up, obviously, because of what? More accidents. Well, there's more accidents because of people doing stuff like that. And for people, like me, that don't do that, but we still end up having to pay part of those costs. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's just how this country works, right? It's all screwed up. So anyways, I was able to get some of that cost taken back off of there. I did have to increase my deductible quite a bit, which didn't make me happy, but whatever. What else did I do? I lowered my limits. So there's minimums, of course, for every different state. I think Missouri is 25, 50, 25. I was at 100, 300, 100. I dropped it down to 50, 100, 50. What else did I do? I dropped the glass buyback thing on my car. I didn't think that was necessary because the new windshield for my car is like $400 anyways if I would need one. So you just kind of have to take matters into your own hands, do a little bit of research, and then come armed with that information when you talk to your insurance agent. Because obviously, if they sell you a higher policy, they keep you on higher policy, they're going to make more money off of that. So you have to just bear that in mind, that it's not something that's a free service, right? They're in business to make money, and they make money off of what they can sell you. So you have to stand your ground on that. They tried talking me out of a couple of things, and I was like, no, this is where we're going to go with it, because I was so mad. 50% increase in my rate. And that was ridiculous. And I have a good driving record. So I was able to get that drop back down Still $20 more than what it was, but I was comfortable with where I put everything. So that's another update. So yeah, you try to be more frugal, you try to save money, you get this and you get that, right? This goes up, this goes down, whatever. What else did I do? Oh, I did go to TJ Maxx and buy a few things, some gifts for my mom for her upcoming birthday. And I got a gift for my niece. It's her birthday coming up. And then I got myself a couple of shirts that were on clearance. And yeah, I probably shouldn't have bought them, but they're like this sleeveless, but they're more workout stuff. So I get a lot of wear out of those in the summertime because it's so flippin' hot here and I go to the gym. So I wear those. So I'm going to get my money's worth out of those. And them being on sale was like $4 a piece, which if you go to Goodwill, I think it's like almost $4 for a used shirt. So there you go. But I've been doing pretty good otherwise. I haven't been, going out to eat. I haven't been getting my coffee at my coffee shop. I've been doing my coffee at home because I have, my coffee maker and my French press here. So I can make my fancy coffee that I like. So that, and again, this is just me personally. I'm talking about this, having conversations with everyone. So you do you, what makes you comfortable, what you like to do. Because being frugal doesn't mean never going to the coffee shop if that's a treat you like to have for yourself. You know what I mean? So, and with this world and this society and everything that is so screwed up and jacked up, and inflation going through the roof in this country and all over the world, I guess, for the most part. And it seems like they're trying to suck the living life out of us, suck the joy out of everything. We have to fight back and we have to do things that, make us happy. So another thing that makes me happy, of course, is reading. And I do like to read a lot. And I think I mentioned in my last video that I do like to read poetry, Robert Frost, E.E. Cummings, Shelley, Thoreau, and Baudelaire. Those are some of my favorites. I think I have some other ones lying around here. I've got a lot of books, so I kind of pick and choose and go through things. And then, of course, Agatha Christie, one of my favorite authors of all time. And, of course, I am a murder mystery buff, anything, of course, vintage. So here you go. This is the book I'm reading right now, Agatha Christie. This is The Secret Adversary. This is a Tommy and Tuppence series that she had done. I think she did maybe 4 or 5 or something like that books with Tommy and Tuppence. Most of her stuff, of course, is either Miss Marple or Poirot. But I do enjoy these, and I have seen these on like the PBS or the BritBox on TV. So, but it's always fun to read the books. And I try to get the vintage books. I've had this one for years. Most of my Agatha Christie books are all vintage, secondhand, paperbacks that have been re-released through the years. And oh my gosh, if you could smell that, woo, it smells fabulous. So that's what I'm reading. And then another cool thing is my aunt and uncle came to visit, and we had the absolute best time. It was so much fun catching up with them. Hadn't seen them for like 20 years. But anyways, she brought a whole bunch of pictures, and she brought photo albums and things. And I was able to see pictures of people that I'm related to that were alive way back in the early 1900s. Some people, we didn't even know who they were. They were just in a family box of photos from somebody that passed away. And then my aunt happened to get those photos. But what I did get was some pictures of my grandma and my grandpa and my real grandma, who I never actually got to meet. But she was a beautiful woman. And I got this beautiful frame at TJ Maxx. It was like $6. But anyways, here's a picture of my grandma and grandpa. If you can see that, that was their wedding picture. He was in the military. I think he was in the Navy. Yeah, because I believe he had fought off the coast of Normandy, I guess. Yeah. So that was their wedding picture. So this was something that was very, meaningful for me to be able to get some of this stuff from my aunt. And I never had any pictures of my grandma and grandpa, so it's nice to be connected to some of that history, because, they got married in the early 40s or something like that. Yeah, early 40s or something like that. So being able to see pictures of her with her fabulous clothes, she was a very good dresser. So was my great-grandma, and the beautiful suits they would wear, and the vintage handbags, similar to some of the vintage handbags I actually have now. So I like that vintage retro anything stuff. It just reminds me of a simpler time, even though I didn't grow up in the 40s or the 50s. I grew up in the 70s and the 80s. Anything from that stuff, I just prefer it. It was much less stressful. It was just a better time in some ways not. I understand that, but the connections with people and people being able to have conversations instead of talking to this stupid camera like I'm doing right now, just so I can talk to people, right, from around the United States or from around the world, when I would rather, take pen to paper and write a letter to somebody, or actually meet in person, like what we used to do, what I call back in the day, because, I guess now I'm considered old, I'm 54, but you know what I'm talking about. So this is how we do it nowadays. But again, if anybody's interested in wanting to pen letters, I'd be all up for that. Let's have some conversations too about other things. What are you guys doing in your life? Any updates, anything fun happening, things that you're doing to save money? Has your insurance, your vehicle, insurance gone up in your state? What else is going on in that realm of things? And what are you doing to try to stay grounded and happy and connected in this disconnected, upside down, crazy ass world that we're living in? So anyways, just a little short update. Hope everyone's doing great. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe to my channel, and I will put the link to the SoFi stuff in the description box below in case you're interested in taking a look at all that they have to offer. So have a great day, take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye.